And this is the start of the weekend that officially begins on Saturday. As you might be able to tell, there are a few more people now that work is out. And really, I would say Saturday and Sunday are the two busiest days of Geekway of any year that I've gone so far. Some of my personal favorite games from this year were Welcome To, which was defined by someone who I thought fit really well, a flip and fill, which is to say similar to a roll and write, where cards are flipped instead of dice being rolled, and using those values or combinations in the example of Welcome to fill out your sheet as optimally as possible. Another cool one was War Chest, which was a two-player game, or generally focused for two players, that pit units against the other kind of team or player faction in a way that was very tightly designed, to say the least. In it, your supply of units actually determines the number of actions that you can take in such a way that the less of them that you have, the less options you also have. So with even more people attending, the Play to Win library is usually a little bit emptier, but that doesn't mean that the standard library doesn't have its visitors. And some players will even bring their own games to play as well. I remember last year, someone had brought, I believe it was Too Many Bones, a giant game with like a 20-pound box, and maybe even Thunderstone Quest as well, if I'm not mistaken. So just goes to prove again that really Geekway is whatever you want to make of it. But there were a couple other great things about Saturday and Sunday as well. And, well, Friday night. Friday night was the first ever design party, Geekway design party, as I recall. And it was very similar to a proto-spiel. I believe there was a bit more of a sign-up/slot organization system where each designer who had kind of applied or submitted received 2 hours to play their games and receive feedback. But overall, the atmosphere was very, very cool. The electricity was alive, and there are some great games being played. I myself got to play a friend's game called The Gig, which was a cooperative band game in which you were trying not to step on each other's toes while you, in real time, arranged your set, as it were. Thanks, Bob. I also got to play a pretty neat multi-use deck building game. And that was really interesting too. Though we didn't get into the super meat of it, Craig was an awesome host and teacher, and I look forward to seeing where that one goes to.
I love the choice of Richard. need to talk to you later.
Okay. Oh, sir. Alright. So, this is animated the network's newest hottest reality show. We are all
It also doesn't hurt that they supplied some food as well. I'm not totally sure if this was the first craft fair ever, but here we go with a couple, entrepreneurial types, which is really neat. So as you can see, we have kind of jewelry, and we'll soon have some paintings. Lots of creatives who are just trying to, make it work, make it happen, and appeal to their fellow gamers. But that certainly won't stop anyone from using these tables to play games, because it is just such an open space for that to happen. Thank you, Geekway. We'll also pass through the vendor hall, the second half of the vendor hall that we hadn't seen yet. So I'll go ahead, and shut my trap a little bit for you to enjoy what all the other things on sale and being shown around are.
get that. If someone else gets to the top after you, they don't get one. And this is a resource. So when you get this, you would just put it in your tray.
mission.
Now back to Saturday, there's also fancy gaming, where people who want to kind of sign up online as a soft RSVP, but dress up in some of their best wear to just play games together and look pretty darn classy as well.
Much appreciated. All right.
This year they also had an instrumentalist, which was super neat, and playing some geeky stuff, which was also great. I don't think it was a theremin, but it was something really cool. Please leave it in the comments below if you know what it is. So we have dresses and suits. We had a couple other really cool things too. I think some people were wearing steampunk-esque things, and there were also a couple vendors in the room as well for possible raffles and things. And here's some of the madness that occurred on Sunday, which is when all the Play and Win games were determined, I guess released publicly for people to go and pick up. So enjoy, this crowd amassing to see if they had won, and the table where they would pick their games up from. Now this line was to the flea market, and this is as close as I got because I don't think I could have waited the entire time to get in there for you. So I apologize if you really wanted to see it, but maybe another viewer can shed some light on what was going on inside. This clip though was taken at the end of the day on Sunday, and as you can see, people are still hanging around to get their last bit of money's worth from the convention. Absolutely love it. I think they're probably a little bit more local than I am. It's a little sad, as always every year, to see it close down, but It's always a really great time to think back on some of the memories that happened even just over the last couple days of gaming, people, and fun.
And thus concludes Geekway 2019. I hope you had almost as much fun as I did playing games watching this video, but hope to see you here next year. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on future content like this. As always, I'm Ben. This has been another episode of the Board Game Blueprint. Together, let's build something great.